Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about paper. Which paper is the best option when you want to paint with acrylics? If you're wondering, no, I'm not this pale in real life. I don't really know what's happening with the lighting, but I'm just gonna blame it on that. I'm looking at myself right now and that's unnatural. Please excuse my ghoulish features. Anyway, so have you guys seen on Instagram or TikTok these wonderfully talented artists who will take some painter's tape and tape down a piece of paper and paint this glorious painting on it, only to afterwards take the painter's tape off and have this wonderful border, and it's beautiful. It's a great 9-second TikTok or Instagram reel. I, like you, wanted to try to do that and to see what happened. So I had watercolor paper and I thought, watercolor, water. If you can handle water, you can definitely handle my paint, my acrylic paint. Wrong. So wrong. You really couldn't get any much wronger than that. Can you see this? Whoa, that was really hard to look at. This is not straight at all. The tape kept popping up. I couldn't get it to stick to the table. Look, oh, this is perfect. Look at this. Now granted, okay, there's a lot of paint on this, but still, I thought that watercolor paper would be able to handle a little bit of acrylic paint. I mean, I hate to say it, but even if this was a relatively good painting, I still wouldn't like it because it's crooked and bent and gross. I tried to put books on it. What else did I put? I sat on it. The lesson to be learned is which paper you decide to get to paint on makes a huge difference. So due to my little mishap, I started researching a bunch of different papers, specifically papers that would work best for acrylic paint because that's what I do. Because it all depends on the liquid quality of the paint. And even with paint markers, you need to use a specific type of paper because, for example, if you just use a sketch pad with Molotow markers, which are paint markers or any type of paint marker, it's going to cause you to have little paint turds on your paper, and you don't want little paint turds. And how could you reasonably foresee that you would have paint turds if you used pretty good sketchbook paper? So I don't know if you can see this, but there are little paint turds on this everywhere. And that was really irritating. And also, look at how the paper has bent and shaped. Yeah, it's not good. No bent paper. Also, if you tried to use regular copier paper, God bless America, that would turn into a puddle. You could do your puddle on this. I don't think your mom would put it on the fridge though. So the first thing that I did, naturally, was research the cheapest brand of acrylic painting paper. The cheapest on Amazon was $8, which sounded super cool, and it was the Royal and Langnickel Artist Paper Pad. Royal and Langnickel, Ice Pickle, Royal Quarter Nickelback. The problem though was all the reviews were flat out horrible. Another suggestion that Google came up with was palette paper. I was unaware that people actually painted on palette paper. I just thought you used it as your palette, hence the name. So this is kind of what it looks like. It has a waxy surface to it. It also is kind of weird because I don't know if you can see this, but it attaches on both sides. I don't know why, I should have researched that. It has a waxy surface to it, and it's also very flimsy. I would not want a painting on this paper. Maybe, now there's one side of it that's not as waxy, but I mean, unless you're going for that type of shininess, in which case I guess it would work because I use it all the time for blending. It actually turns out pretty beautiful. I don't know, I just never thought about painting on it, but maybe you would want to. I don't see it bending, and I don't see it doing anything crazy like paint turding or anything. Paint turding. It's now a verb. So I didn't really want the waxy, poly-coated, laminate type surface, so that really wasn't gonna work for me. You might be looking for something that is more like a canvas, just not a canvas, because I know that sometimes with canvases, people feel the pressure to create some beautiful piece of artwork when it's stretched over stretcher boards. I don't know, I've never really felt that way, But if you do feel that way and you just want canvas paper that you can't stretch over stretcher bars, that you just want to frame or something like that, then canvas paper would be a good idea. I've painted on canvas paper before and it's been fine. It has the texture that canvas has, so it has divots in it. So you have to watch out for that when you're painting and just put on extra layers. That sounded like you were actually putting on extra layers, like a coat. You don't have to put on a coat, you just have to put on extra layers of your acrylic paint. There we go. I got the Strathmore from Hobby Lobby so we just moved for like the 15th time this year. And I have no idea where my canvas paper went. It's probably between the moon and New York, between Timbuktu and Tortuga, between Kansas and Kokomo. I would show it to you, but again, have no idea where it is. But it's the Strathmore from Hobby Lobby. There's no bleed through and it's a really good product. The only thing about it is it's more gray than white. So if you want something white, maybe you could just look for a different brand. But other than that, I really liked my canvas paper. I just didn't really want a canvas texture. If you want to copy what you see on the Instagram reels, you're gonna need a paper that's a paper quality and not a canvas paper quality. Also, another thing to consider is whether it's acid free. So what acid free means is that it was made with an alkaline paper making technology. So basically it just makes the pH level a little bit more balanced, and so that way there's not acid basically eating your painting and making it turn yellow and breaking it down. So you might want to look for acid free. I know that some of my paper that I've gotten has not been acid free, but then again, I've never had a painting turn yellow or break down. So I don't know, maybe when I'm 100 I'll be like, dang, I should have got acid free. So I'm not sure. I don't even know if that's really what I'm gonna be thinking about when I'm 100. I'm probably just gonna focus on not dying when I'm 100. So trying to make it to 120, you know? Okay, so the moral of the story is maybe you should look for acid free. Maybe you should look for what type of texture you want and make sure that it's thick enough to handle your paint. So I decided to get this. So this is an acrylic painting paper pad, and it was from the US Art Supply, but I got it on Amazon because I can get free shipping. And there's 12 sheets, and I actually got 2 of them. So 12 sheets, I got 2 of them. That's 24 sheets for $20. So it actually was a pretty good deal. If you look at the actual paper, like it's super thick. Like you could poke someone's eye out with that corner. Almost poked my own eye out. It is not as textured as canvas paper, but it still has a little bit of texture to it, but it looks more like what you would see online. Oh, and also, this is acid free. It has a neutral pH. So when I'm 100, I'll still be able to look at the crap that I made when I was 28. All right, so that's my review of my research as far as which paper is going to work for acrylics. So let me know what you guys think, and also let me know if you guys had a really good experience with some other paper or a really bad experience with some other paper. Like, subscribe, comment. Don't like, don't subscribe, don't comment. Be true to yourself. Later.